What's up, you guys? Today we're at the junkyard. We're gonna start the video a little different, but we found a Toyota dually and it has the 25mm sway bars. A way to tell is they'll say 25 right here on the bushing, and there's just a couple of bolts to remove it. So the rear is a 25. And then this front one is also 25. You can see right here. I don't know if you guys can tell, but they already removed the sway bar endings, which is fine. We don't need those. We're gonna remove the actual sway bar, and it's easier if the torsion bar is off or if the engine is out. So we're gonna try to pull it out. And this is the big upgrade for any of the pickups. On the 85 on our blue truck, since it has the camper, when we take hard turns, it will tilt a lot to one side or the other depending on where we turn. So we decided to install some sway bars since it didn't come with any sway bars, and we were lucky enough to find two 25mm. Okay, so we're gonna start on the driver's side. So these are 12mm. Same on the passenger side. Now you're gonna try to wiggle it out. So this is what I was talking about. I don't know if you guys can see the 25 right there. I think the energy bushings come with the little bushing housing, but we're gonna take these either way just to have them as extras possibly. So the engine is in the truck. It would have problems coming out because of the oil pan. So either the torsion bars have to drop or the engine has to come out. So this one's pretty simple since the engine's already out. So we're gonna move over to the back. We're gonna make sure that the truck is actually supported from a decent spot. It's not super safe, but I don't think it'll fall. This is the sway bar that we're after. Everything is 12mm, I believe. There's 3 bolts here and 2 here. So we're gonna take all these out. Make sure you grab the bolts because you might need them. Oh. Put them aside right there. Okay, so now we're gonna get to these 12s. That's one. And I think we just thread it onto the chassis. So there's no like nut or anything behind it. This one's gonna be kind of difficult. Yeah, that one's gonna be kind of difficult to get out. We're gonna have to remove this. Let's do this side. Okay, what we're gonna end up doing is removing the sway bar end link from right here from the top so it could drop, and then we could get the last 3rd bolt right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right there behind this. When we were pulling the stabilizer bar from the rear, we noticed that the truck was hit on this side because the leaf spring hanger is super bent, and also on that side it has some damage because it pushed it that way. I guess he got hit on this side. So we were thinking that maybe the bar might be bent out of shape, but it doesn't look like it. We're gonna take it, see what happens. Hopefully they don't charge us too much for it. But we had to use a wrench to get these 12s off to get this little bracket out. Now we're gonna go to some blazers, see if we find a blazer, or I think a Ford Explorer, to get the second piece that we need to install these. Show you guys right now what it is. This is a 2000 Blazer, the little S10. So what we're looking for is this rear sway bar mount that hugs onto the rear axle. So someone already removed the nuts. I guess that's all they took, because these are on here still. So we're gonna need this to mount the rear sway bars onto the Toyota axle. And I don't think we're gonna be needing this. Let me measure the bushing mounts, see if it fits on this. So it doesn't actually fit like we would want it to fit, but this top bolt, I think we could drill it out so it could go through all the way. And then for the bottom one, we could drill this out and put a nut on the backside, maybe like weld a nut or something. So we're gonna take these. Another vehicle that you could get it from is the little Bronco 2s, but those are more harder to come across. So we're gonna take these for now, make them work. This is the Blazer that we removed the mounts from. It's a year 2000. So we paid $121 for everything, the 2 sway bars and the 2 brackets. Don't mind the brackets, that was for the previous video. But we also added the actual bushings and these bracket things from the Blazer, because what we're thinking right now is that we could just buy 25mm bushings for a Blazer, and then this would mount up to the bracket, to this bracket, instead of trying to make the original Toyota one work. But we still brought the Toyota ones. I think each sway bar is about 36 bucks, and then each one of these brackets was like 16, I think. I didn't even notice this one was a little bent. What we're gonna do now is just scrape all this off, all that nasty stuff, because we're gonna coat these with some paint. That's the front sway bar. This is the rear sway bar. So for the rear sway bar, we're gonna have to take everything off. A little more, a couple more brackets and stuff. And for the front one, it was already missing the end links, but that's fine, because we ordered a kit, comes with new end links. So all we gotta do is just take these off for the rear, and then we could get to scraping. One little issue is the bushings right here. You can see that they're super shot. I have to figure out if they had those in stock anywhere. They are really small bushings. And I'm just gonna use a plastic spatula to scrape all this off as much as possible, and then we're gonna do the gasoline stuff where we clean them up with gasoline. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I'm gonna do all that, because it's pretty simple. It's just cleaning them up. I'll put you guys back on once we have them ready to get sprayed. We got them all cleaned up with a little bit of gas, and now we're gonna use some 220 grit. We have a bunch of these and we don't even use them, so we're gonna use them now to sand down the bar and just scuff it up real quick, and then we're gonna spray it with some paint. So I think 220 should be good. We don't want them to look perfect, we just want them to be a little bit cleaner than what they are. We flipped them around because we already did the other side. So now we're gonna coat this side. We ordered some universal bushings for this side, but we're not sure if they're gonna fit, so we'll leave that to the end for the rear sway bar. Next video, we're gonna install the front sway bar. We already have the bushings shipped. We're just waiting for them to get here, and they come with new sway bar end links. So we're just gonna keep coating these for now, and it's not too hot right now, so it takes a while for it to dry. We have about 3 to 4 coats of paint on these sway bars. Once again, these are 1-inch sway bars, or 25mm, same thing. And these are front and rear sway bars. So that's the rear, this is the front. These should fit, I believe, 84 to 95 pickup trucks. I think they're the same thing. Belltech has a kit of front and rear sway bars for around $480 plus taxes and shipping and all that. We were gonna go with that option, but then we just found out that we could use some off a 1-ton or a dually Toyota pickup. Not all of them have the 25mm sway bars. I believe the 1-ton pickups do, and the dualies, some come with the 25 in the rear or the 23 in the rear. The front, I think most likely they both come with 25mm. They're smaller bars as well, so make sure if you guys are going to look for these, make sure that they are 25mm sway bars. It says so on the bushing. We got all the brackets and everything that came with these bars, along with the blazer mounting brackets for the rear. We're gonna have to make those work, because on the Toyotas that have the rear sway bar, they have the bracket welded to the axle. So we don't want to weld, we just want mostly a direct bolting kit. So we're gonna have to go with that. There's gonna be part numbers on the parts that we got for these sway bars if they work out for us. We're just waiting for all the parts so we can install these. That is gonna be a little more complicated than the front. The front should bolt up except for the sway bar endings. We'll get more into detail when we install those. And for the rear is a whole different thing, but we'll also get into detail with that when we install them. So check us out on Instagram at Yonke_OXC films. I'll leave that in the description down below, and we'll catch you in the next one.